I like it.
I love it. Grisha!
What's up guys? Welcome to another video. In today's video we're going to be reviewing the new 2020 Babolat Pure Drive racket. This is actually my racket of choice. I've been using the Babolat Pure Drive family for about lifetime years, yeah. I've had the 4 previous models of the racket and honestly I just love it. It works for me, so I'm sticking to it. Still, I'm really curious to see what my boys think about it. Let's see if they like it. And yeah, just don't mind my review, just enjoy my shots, my points, and yeah, let's go.
As I previously mentioned in the video, this is the racket that I play with. I've chosen it because it helps me generate power very easily, while being able to add a lot of spin to my shots. That extra power allows me to get my shots deep, and thanks to the easy playability of it, I'm able to create proper angles, forcing the opponent out of the court. I find it to be easily maneuvered, which allows me to get around the ball fast, quickly preparing my swing and properly striking the ball. I've also added a little bit of weight on the head of the racket, allowing for a higher racket head speed, helping me stay aggressive even on the defensive shots and providing a few more miles per hour on my offensive shots. Comparing it to the previous model, I find this racket to be more secure and firm, and the sweet spot being bigger makes me feel more comfortable and confident playing with it, making it overall a more enjoyable experience. Moving on to the serves, I find myself being able to hit them in any way I want. The easily achieved power allowed for aggressive flat serves, and being able to maneuver it comfortably allowed me to add slice to achieve a proper out wide serve, creating a lot of open space for my next shot. I also feel very confident hitting second serves, as I'm able to produce a good kick serve, pushing back my opponent and refusing the possibility of them getting on top of the ball easily, managing to get an advantage in the point even with my second serve. Talking about getting on top of the ball, I'm able to do exactly that in my returns. The quick responsiveness of it and how quickly I'm able to prepare my swings allows me to make contact with the ball in front of me, in the sweet spot, completely neutralizing or even giving myself a slight advantage in the point. As an aggressive baseliner, I love finishing the point at the net, and this racket offers me great stability and solidity on impact, as well as a big head size, which helps me to not just block the ball, but actually punch my volleys in the exact direction I want them to go. Overall, I love playing with this racket. The Pure Drive family has been my go-to option for the last 12 years, and I doubt that it's going to change anytime soon. Lastly, I also really like the way the racket looks. The combination of the black and the electric blue looks incredible. Not to forget the beautiful pink grip I've currently got on my racket.
Grisha, I already know he's not going to like the racket. I don't think it suits his playstyle, but I still want him to try it. So yeah.
Honestly, I can kind of imagine how it's gonna go, but I'm gonna do my best. I'll try to like it. All right, let's go.
No, I don't want to play with this. Come on. Bring your hand a bit more. We've got it. It's amazing. This racket is amazing, I'm telling you.
Okay, honestly speaking, it wasn't that bad. I strongly disliked the racket at first, because I couldn't properly control the depth of my shots, and a pretty high percentage of them were landing a little too deep, somewhere around the fence. As I got a little used to the power of the racket though, it became quite enjoyable to play with it. I also decided to put a dampener on it, and that really helped me feel the ball properly. The specs of the frame really speak for themselves. The racket gives you a lot of power and a massive potential for spin. And I mean any kind of spin. Whether you're hitting a deep offensive forehand or a low defensive slice, this racket has you covered. Because this frame is head light and very maneuverable, the shot that really impressed me was the defensive forehand, or any forced forehand for that matter. All you really need to do to counter-attack it with this racket is to somehow get to the ball. The rest is done by the racket itself. My backhand is really flat, so I couldn't really use the full potential of the Pure Drive, and sometimes the power of this racket was excessive. Some of my backhands were not even remotely landing where I was aiming, and that was a little frustrating.
Come on!
By the way, it's not just Babolat's fault, but like many brands do this, but for some reason, like what is this? It's a new racket, like.
Thanks to that massive sweet spot though, there's a pretty big margin for error. I didn't have to hit the ball in the dead center of the string bed for the ball to go where I wanted it to go. I was sometimes getting away with shots that I usually wouldn't with my current racket, even though they have the same head size. So earlier I've said that any kind of spin was easily executable with this racket. Now when it came to hitting a proper flat shot, things got a little messy. I was lacking stability on my flat forehands, causing doubts every time I was thinking of taking a risky shot. Onto the serve now. Second topspin serves were simply a pleasure. I was securely placing it right where I wanted, and the percentage of second serves was super high. First serves weren't as good. Once again I was missing stability when hitting a flat serve, and that caused the average speed of the ball to go down. Okay, maybe not that one. Same issue was there on the returns. I was struggling to guide the racket through the ball when trying to hit it deep and take the initiative. I would fix the lack of stability issue by adding some weight on the head of the racket. Just like Al did, but a little more. Because, as we all know, I'm way stronger, have better fitness, and you know the rest. Overall, I've enjoyed way more than I was expecting to. It certainly fits an all-court player who switches between baseline rallies and aggressive net approaches. Oh yeah, and it doesn't look bad.
Hey Areg, look what I have for you. Do you want it?
Yes.
Yeah, that will do.
In my opinion, having an effortless power and only worrying about controlling the ball is good enough philosophy for choosing a racket. So I understand why a lot of people go for this frame. I'll tell you more, I felt addicted to this racket when I first tried it. Especially because of the consistent power that I possessed on my forehand. I was able to stand far back from the baseline and still manage to hit some seriously deep and heavy shots. Oh, poor my opponents. I could watch this all day. However, the racket's ingredients are effective to defend and recover your position when pushed by your opponent. Also, the racket felt rock solid when it came to volleying. The serve was a pleasure too. I didn't feel like I could control it fantastically, but still I was able to hit some nice spinning kicks and powerful first serves. So, overall, I thought that I would never be able to say anything negative about this racket. However, within few hours of playing with this model, I noticed a huge deficiency. As much as I was enjoying the brutal power, I was suffering to control the ball when receiving fast and awkward shots. Because at the end of the day, tennis is not all about raw power. Otherwise, a Schwarzenegger would be best of all time.
By the way guys, for the play test we've used the Babolat RPM Blast 130 strings. We've strung them at 23 kg, which is, I don't know, that many pounds. So yeah.
Alvaro, could you change the Nickelodeon? I mean, we can do better.
Fine. By the way, Grish, have you seen my rackets? I don't know where they are. I think someone stole them.
Man, what are you talking about? Who's gonna steal them? What? Is it not natural? What?
Stole them from me.
What?
Natural.
130. We've used the Babolat RPM 130 strings and I've strung them.
RPM Blast.
Do you know what you're gonna say or?